Tristan with Nerdut's Newsstand, and I want to talk about something positive today. The best book of the week when I've only read a couple. Now, to be fair, I haven't read some of the Wednesday releases, so we're going to say best for DC Comics. This book is awesome, and it doesn't get enough attention, and I think it really should. There's a lot about this that is so Wally West. Now, I've been clear on this channel that Wally West is not my favorite Flash at all. I actually, especially when he was younger, found him annoying and really wasn't into the character. I like Barry. I probably always will. I also really do like the new Jess Chambers character from Future State, but we haven't got enough, right? So we have Jeremy Adams, and he is writing the Flash line right now. He is the one that retconned, wonderfully, Heroes in Crisis, all of that shenanigans that happen. And he's done a really good job. I did do a review of his work. I think I just reviewed the first two, but I want to come back to it because this is a new arc. It's standalone. It's called Dream Big, right? And it is about the father-daughter relationship that Wally has with Irie. Now, I really like this. This is one of those feel-good, I would say aspirational. Yeah, I guess I could use aspirational in this context. And I know my kryptonite is kids. I understand that. Babies, kids, I love them all. But this book is fantastic, and it's not getting the attention it deserves. I would love to see Jeremy Adams get more work. Everything I've read from him, I have loved. His Flash run is, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's better than Joshua Williamson, and I love Williamson. But this is and has been consistently amazing. Now, this story in particular, I want to showcase because obviously it did just come out, but we are seeing a very, very adorable relationship, and they're going through that. Now, I do hope we get to see more of Wally with his son, because right now it's focused a lot on his daughter. Not a lot, but enough. But we're also getting that side of Wally that we don't always get. We just had him go against Mick, Heatwave. He had cancer. He was able to figure out that that's why he was acting out the asbestos in his suit. You know, it had given him cancer, and he was, that's it. I don't care. I don't care who I kill. I'm going out with a bang. And he was able to figure it out. So we're seeing that side of Wally that I really like, and that pulls me to the character. So we're going to go through this just a little bit. But like I said, it is done by Jeremy Adams, and the art is by Christian Duce. Now, I'm not sure if this is the artist that's been on it. I actually cannot remember. But the art in this is wonderful. It's absolutely adorable, and you'll see what I mean. Now, typically, this is pretty normal. They have, father-daughter dances, mother-son dances when you are in grade school or even middle school, and that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing Wally getting all dressed up, looking handsome, only to be kind of stunned at how Irie looks. His little girl is growing up, right? And I love that he is so taken back by seeing that little girl grow up, right? So when we go a little bit further, and this is Dr. Nightmare. This is the villain of this story. And he is able to, if you saw in the beginning, put a mask on you. And when he puts a mask on, he uses this fog. It puts people to sleep, and their nightmares come to life. And that's basically what we see happen at the father-daughter dance. Now, we see the conversation, which I love. This dialogue is fantastic. Going back and forth between Irie and Wally, and she's just talking like a little kid would talk. There's a giant robot and a giant lion, and he's saying, you've got an amazing imagination. And she's, talking about her dreams and what she has in her dreams, and they notice the fog. And this is my favorite. She's like, did you know that fog is just water molecules that hang in at the air after condemnation? He's like, condensation. She's like, that's what I said. I love it. It's such a kid thing to do. And Wally says, I hope they have coffee. I'm tired. And she's like, that's because you're old. Like, the way they talk back and forth is absolutely adorable. And it made me, giggle out loud every single time that they had this conversation. But everybody's asleep. And 911's not working, but they're awake, but they're not able to tap into the speed force. And they're not able to actually have any sort of powers, right? So she goes on and she said, maybe it's aliens. He's like, it's not aliens. She's like, well, it could be aliens. It could be this. It could be like, she's such a kid in this. And I love the idea of that. So they figure out, there's a traffic jam. And we see Wally figure out what's going on. Not figure it out necessarily, but at least where Dr. Nightmare is. And I love this because this shows that not only is Wally a good father now, but he's been one in the past. She looks at him and she says, you're a superhero, right? Wally says, yes, but you aren't. I want you to go in the car and I want you to stay there. And she says, Dad, you're always saying that being a hero isn't about powers. You also said that you wanted to teach Jai and I how to be a superhero. And if that's the case, this is one of those opportunities where you can. And he's like, remind me not to be such a good dad. And he takes her with, right? And they go through and they've got, all these nightmares coming through. The guy is able to get through and, they find out where he's at and he's robbing this. And the area, I think it's Holt stuff, but, he says, everybody's asleep. She figured out how it affected everybody else, but not them because of their metabolism. But she calls it a metabolism. And she's like, well, yeah, that's what I said. And I love it. And she's like, how sugar doesn't affect me like it does other kids. And he's like, what are you talking about? Sugar affects you like crazy. And then she disappears. Little Iris disappears and we see her run off, right? I also I know the colorings by, I think Hi-Fi, but I do like how some of these panels are colored. I like how bright they are and vibrant. But we see her take this helmet off. And Wally's like, nope, not taking the chance. So he just yells for, Nightmare Guy, he calls him. And then we see her run off, right? And she's like, hey, my hat. And she does a raspberry. That face, come on now. That face is adorable. So when we see them running from these nightmares, no one can escape Dr. Nightmare's nightmares, right? I love this art. I really, really do. So they are able to get away. And they figure out how to kind of fix this. They can use the same machine, but not to bring nightmares to life, to bring her good dreams to life. And we've seen what kind of imagination she's already had thus far, right? And he says, no, it's too dangerous. I've got to keep you safe. And she says, Dad, superhero training, remember? Besides, aren't you always saying that our new motto is West always saves the day? I love it. I love it so much. And she's like, how did you get so brave? Freaking love it. She goes, from watching you. Oh my. Okay. I love this book. It's so good. So then we go on and she puts the helmet on and she's like, Wally's like, are you sure you can go to sleep? In order for this machine to work, you have to be asleep. And she's like, yeah, sing that song that you did when I was little. Oh, the little lullaby, so cute. So they're trying to break the door down. They're trying to get in, right? And we see her dreams come to life. This is adorable. This is what the mind of a little girl dreams of. Like a gummy dog, a Transformer lion, a G.I. Joe girl, a two-headed bunny, and a donut panda. And she says, sick 'em, boys. And the good dreams take away, kind of fight the nightmares and go about it. But they save the day. The West saved the day, right? But everyone starts to, wake up. Dr. Nightmare goes off. But there is one thing they didn't get. And that was that father-daughter dance, right? So he's like, your power's back, mine are back. follow me. And they go, Eiffel Tower, and they get their little dance, right? And then they're so happy. And she says, make a wish, because there's a shooting star. And Irie says, I don't need to. It's already come true. Come on now. That's adorable. This book, Jeremy Adams in general, has done this book so well. I don't know if it's how he connects to this character specifically, but I absolutely think he should be getting more work. This is fun family entertainment. It's not too dark, which I would be worried if he would go to something like Batman, but he does such a good job with the family wholesome aspect that you would expect from someone like Jeff Johns. And that's really what I think, why I think I like Jeremy Adams so much, because I see a lot of Jeff Johns in his writing, not necessarily like he, takes after him, but it's that level of wholesome, aspirational, amazing storytelling. So freaking cute. I love it. Absolutely great book. Definitely my pick of the week. Let me know what your guys are down below, of course, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.